The pie charts below give information about a group of students and their results in an end-of-year examination. So what this question is doing is it's testing your understanding of graphical information. And there are two questions here. What does the first pie chart tell you about the group? And the second, what percentage of the group failed the examination? So to answer the first one, let's look at the first pie chart. What it shows you is that there are males and females in the class, so it's a mixed group. But it also tells you there are more females than males. With the information we're given here, we can't accurately tell how many females and what proportion is female and what proportion is male. But we could roughly guess that about 2/3 is female and 1/3 male. So we can actually say that, but we'll say about because we can't accurately say. So for the second question, it says what percentage of the group failed the examination. Well, here this symbol represents a right angle, 90 degrees basically, and we know there are 360 degrees in a whole circle, so 90 degrees represents a quarter. Well, now we're not going to write quarter because it says percentage here, look. So we need to say a quarter is 25%, so we can say 25% of students failed. This is the second part of the question. The diagrams below show how a group of 40 pupils performed in their history test and in their geography test. So let's have a look at the question. It says compare the range of marks gained in the two tests. So let's have a look at these graphs. These are bar charts as opposed to the previous ones, which were pie charts. If we look here, we've got a range of marks. Well, let's just try and interpret the graphs first. So across the bottom, you've got the marks that the students obtained, and in both cases, they're out of 10, we assume. The frequency represents the number of students that got a particular mark. So for instance, here we can see that 3 students got 2 marks. The range of marks here for the history exam goes from 2 to 8, whereas with geography the marks range from 1 to 10 that the students obtained. So there's a greater range of marks for the geography exam, but also we notice that most students got 4 marks at history, and that was 11, whereas for geography most got 6 marks, 9 of them. And you can see, you could almost imagine a curve here as well. You can see that actually, generally, students did better at geography. So let's answer that. For history, the marks range from 2 to 8. Whereas geography they range from 1 to 10. Also, for geography, more students obtained higher marks than for history. It only carries 2 points, so I think that's more than adequately answered here. And here we've got yet another graph, a line graph or 2 line graphs. So the question says, a newspaper printed the diagrams shown below with the headline, changes in unemployment over 2 10-year periods. And the questions, we'll read both of these together. In what way could the information shown in the diagrams be misunderstood, and what is the reason for this? So let's answer these together. Well, you can see this line is a lot steeper than this one. So it actually gives the impression that unemployment increased more rapidly between 1990 and the year 2000 than it did between 2000 and 2010. However, if you look at the scale on the y-axis here, this ranges from 2 to 6 here. So the difference between 1990 and 2000 is 6 minus 2, which is 4%. That's 4% only. Whereas here, let's say that's 6, and I'm not very good at looking at that, but that says roughly 15. So the difference is 15 minus 6 is 9%. So you can see actually the changes in the unemployment, the change in rate between these 2 years was far greater than than between these years. So let's put that into the answer. So the first graph shows a very steep line compared with the second. And so gives the impression that unemployment increases more rapidly between those years which isn't actually the case. Now you can see I've run out of line space there. It's probably not looking for as much detail as that, but that more than answers the question. And what's the reason for this? The scales of the y axes on both are different. So I guess that's probably enough because there's 2 marks, one for the first part and one for the second.